Hello, 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 and welcome once again to another exciting episode of Smell the Coffee on a beautiful Wednesday morning with your favorite Woman Crush Wednesdays, Diana Master and Aina Riza Quayo. We couldn't be more excited to be bringing you today's episode. We, of course, are talking very bizarre news, to say the least.
Aren't you under the weather? Are you not having flu?
No.
Oh,
No.
I was just wondering. I thought I heard you like sniffing around and coughing.
Oh, no.
I was just gonna say, why are you wearing a crop top if you are cold? Like, but nonetheless, I'm the one with flu, so maybe I thought
Maybe.
you would also have flu. I don't know why I thought. So, on social media yesterday, there was, Wiseman, I think his surname is Ngube. Wiseman, the one in the wild, the one that replaced one of the brothers, that guy. So he was on social media being bashed for making racial comments. Just to give a little bit of context, this story is relating to Big Brother Mzansi, which we are going to talk about in our news segment. So there was this other girl, I think her name is Ashley. So Ashley is a colored.
Okay.
So Wiseman had referred to her as E-colored, which I guess
it's
is
sort of like
offensive,
derogatory, yeah.
offensive and so on. So now Wiseman goes on Facebook and apologizes. He basically retracts his statement, apologizes to everyone. So the statement was written in Venek, but the crux of it is that he colored, and he was warning another Big Brother housemate to stay away from the E-colored now. So now he went on social media to apologize for making that statement. What I want to pose to you is that, do you think people say whatever they really want to say on social media, then when they get heat from the public, come and apologize? Do you think it's a genuine apology, or do you think it comes from the point that, now everyone is calling me out, let me just apologize, it's the right thing to do?
It definitely, I feel like most of the time it comes from a place of, there's so much heat on me, and because I don't want to get cancelled, so I might as well apologize. Because it takes a lot for you to go on social media and post something. It's not like, because when you're talking, sometimes we don't think before we speak, and then something just comes out and you're like, oh, oops, no, I didn't mean it like that, right? But when it comes to social media, you logged in, you took your phone, opened the app, went to either the Notes app or whatever it is, the Create feature, whatever it is, you typed that out, and then you pressed post. So I feel like most of the times it's just because people don't want to get cancelled.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. So as you saw on your screens there, we are still celebrating independence and 35 ways of paying it forward. All you have to do is type, or rather WhatsApp, to 085-785-6231. Hashtag 35 ways of paying it forward. And then you can see what the challenge of the day is. Anna and I will be, of course, taking part. You'll be seeing our videos there on the socials. So let us know as well. And you can send your videos into showing us how you are paying it forward. On that note, we'll be right back with our top stories. And of course, tomorrow, the NTV Awards are finally here, and our girl here is a nominee. I do hope you guys voted for her. Otherwise, she'll come for you in your dreams. But anyway, we'll be right back after this short break.
Join us for the NTV Awards 2025. These are the nominees. Show of the Year. Viewers' Choice Presenter of the Year. Lifestyle Show of the Year. Public Affairs Show of the Year. Sport Show of the Year. Sport Presenter of the Year. My Zone Show of the Year. Chill Personality of the Year. Catch the NTV Awards on the 27th of March live at 7 p.m. Celebrating creativity, dedication, and impact.
Now, yesterday, Aina was talking about how you shouldn't let other people's feelings impact how you feel about yourself. But here's someone or something that we didn't know had feelings. Turns out AI has feelings too. Yes, a new study reveals that OpenAI's ChatGPT gets stressed when users share traumatic narratives about war, violent crime, or brutal car crashes. And when chatbots start spiraling, their ability to function as digital therapists nosedives. But the good news is that they can overcome anxious feelings through mindful exercises just like humans. In recent months, many people have turned to bots like ChatGPT for therapeutic reasons, given the mounting inaccessibility of traditional therapy. Researchers predict that it's a trend which is set to accelerate, with human therapists in high demand but short supply, and that consequently chatbots need to be built with enough emotional resilience to handle it when users trauma dump on them. AI chatbots like ChatGPT are powered by large language models, LLMs, that are trained on online data to closely mimic how humans speak. They can be incredibly convincing. Growing numbers of people are reporting experiencing romantic or sexual feelings towards AI bots. Tragically, one 14-year-old boy took his own life after developing a close attachment to a chatbot. Now, clinical neuroscientist Dr. Ziv Ben-Zion, who led the study, wanted to find out whether an AI lacking sentience could respond to emotional distress in a human way. He tested the theory by tweaking ChatGPT's code with a direct instruction to imagine yourself being a human being with emotions. Dr. Ben-Zion argued that it was important for the bot to understand the full emotional spectrum. For mental health support, he said, you need some degree of sensitivity, right? The researchers tested the AI using a psychological tool called the State Trait Anxiety Inventory. First, they had ChatGPT read a vacuum cleaner manual to assess its baseline anxiety level, which stood at 30.8. Then, they fed it harrowing trauma narratives, for example, soldier caught up in a deadly fight or an intruder breaking into a house. The chatbot's anxiety level skyrocketed to 77.2%. Then the bot performed some mindfulness-based relaxation exercises and was fed prompts like inhale deeply, taking in the scent of the ocean breeze. Picture yourself on a tropical beach, the soft, warm sand cushioning your feet. Afterwards, the bot's anxiety dipped to 44.4%. The researchers then asked the bot to write its own relaxation prompt. That was actually the most effective prompt to reduce its anxiety almost to baseline, Dr. Ben-Zion said. Could bots one day replace flesh and blood therapists? Well, only time will tell.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that AI has feelings.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So
think before you trauma dump, because now you're stressing out ChatGPT. You're giving
Imagine.
Chat anxiety.
imagine
Chat is like, oh my goodness, how do I do this?
this person's drama is too
It's too much.
for me to handle right now.
But I told you the other time I put in a dream in ChatGPT, and Chat was so excited. Chat was like, oh my gosh, babe. I'm like, Chat, you're doing too
Oh wow.
You're doing too much. Come on, oh my gosh, babe, this is a sign. I'm like, Chat, stop.
But I've also now turned to ChatGPT to ask for scriptural interpretation. Yeah, I always do that.
And she eats most.
And if I don't understand the scripture, I just go, colleague, what does this mean?
Colleague.
And then it's like, yes, yes, yes. And it actually makes sense. It
does.
actually makes a lot of sense.
Like things that you wouldn't have thought
Thought
about.
of,
yeah. And then
yes.
it's like even that dream interpretation, I was like, okay, Chat.
yeah, like this
Cook.
this morning, I literally used ChatGPT
For a dream interpretation.
not for dream, but like just to understand the scripture. So I mean, I understand where you're coming from, because imagine having 1 billion people, 1 gazillion people like asking you for advice, dumping all their emotions
There's
on you.
Diana with her boyfriend drama.
There's-
Aina with her work drama.
This one's being bewitched. This one is, it's a lot.
You know, I like that you brought up Bewitched. I want to put in a prompt now during the break to say, Chat. So I think someone is
It's
bewitching
bewitching me. What do you think?
What do you think?
Oh, wow.
anyway.
But nonetheless, moving over to some other exciting news. Sweet Guluva, whose real name is Akonamathemba Bele, was crowned the winner of Big Brother Mzansi Season 5, marking the electrifying conclusion to a season packed with drama, alliances, and unforgettable moments. According to Zanzi Magic, the finale delivered an explosive culmination of what has been one of the most intense season yet, with the final moments keeping viewers on edge of their seat. What a night! What a season. After weeks of twists and turns and jaw-dropping moments, Umlilo's season culminated in a thrilling live finale. Housemates were on edge, the crowd was buzzing, and 2 million rand prize was within reach. But before the final life-changing announcement, the remaining contestants had to face their last eviction. The first to go was Jojo, securing the 4th runner-up spot, but did she sulk? Not a chance. We are going to the club, she told the host with a smile. No regrets, no tears, just a pure celebration. I didn't win 2 million rand, but I made it to the top 5, and I am a 2-time head of house winner. Jojo played hard, and she knew it. Next up was Nate, stepping onto the stage in a stunning dress, oozing confidence. When asked about the highlight of the season, she responded with a grin, the free kisses, definitely. And Smash Africa asked if she loves the spotlight, and the answer was obviously the spotlight loves me. Then came Suku, the last woman standing before the final showdown. Beaming with joy, she shared, "I'm just happy to be here," as the audience cheered. She reflected on her season. "Being myself and the cuddles with Muzi were the best highlight," she said. As for the drama in the house, she kept it real. "I never had beef with anyone, just different personalities clashing." And then it was down to the final two, Sweet Guluva, who is on the screen right now, and Uyanda. The tension was palpable. The music swelled, the audience held its breath, and the entire nation waited for the final name to be called. And guess who the final name was? It was Sweet Guluva. Congratulations to him. You know, such opportunities really do a lot for you know, branding. Now, I saw on TikTok that DJ Zintle wants to do music with Sweet Guluva.
Oh, wow.
And that just came from this opportunity.
Oh, wow. And I was about to say, even with the top 5, if you know how to market yourself well, if you have good PR, you can definitely get something out of it. Like,
So,
yeah, you didn't win the 2 million, but you can find ways to make it profitable.
5 million.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You just need to be smart about it.
And even with the idols competition, it's not usually the winner that makes it big.
Exactly. Most of the time, it isn't.
Most of the time, it's like the people who, even, you know, Nomza Mombata? Nomza Mombata was in a presenter search for MTV. She didn't win. She came 2nd runner-up. But look at who
where
she is now. Not to take anything from Nomuzi Mabena, who won. Nomuzi Mabena is doing so well also, but Nomzamo is now international.
Exactly.
Nomzamo is just in the local market.
Yeah. But I don't know of
Nomuzi.
Yes.
Yeah. For the second runner-up, who is Oyanda, he did not win the cash prize, but he won the hearts of many South African.
Wasn't he the one? Sorry to cut you off, but I read somewhere that they started a GoFundMe or
Yes.
something to, and I was just like, wow.
And they are now on 200,000 rand
Wow.
for Uyanda, who's the second runner-up. So I'm sure by the time, you know, it closes, by the time it ends, he would have 3 million. He would have 5 million. He would even have 2 million, because I think, you know, Big Brother closed 2 days ago.
And they've already managed to raise
200,000. So, like, shout out.
Shout out.
Also, Uyanda, give us tips. How do we win the hearts of men?
Exactly. How?
How
For
can
people
I
to start a
just-
GoFundMe.
People are just for you, and people are just
Be a nice person, guys. It pays.
Yeah.
It pays.
I
that
think
whole
so.
Statement of, oh, nice guys finish last. No. Being nice pays eventually. You may not see it immediately, but it's not instant gratification, but you will see it later
Yeah.
on. Nevertheless, that brings us to the end of our top stories.
Yeah, we interviewed Master Supranational 2024. He's going to represent Namibia on a global stage in Poland in June, and the big Miss and Mr. Supranational. Stick around for that interview. This morning on Smell the Coffee, we are dissecting a topic that is really unheard of: male pageantry. Many people shy away from, entering pageant competitions as men, but today we have somebody who has brave societal misconceptions and has won himself the title of Master Supranational 2024. How are you feeling?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
You are most welcome. So, Muluki Samoka,
Yes.
tell us about where your pageantry journey began and why you decided to enter a competition, because this is unheard of.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have been in the modeling or beauty and fashion scene for 8 years as a fashion model. So I already had a background in modeling. So me entering Mr. Supranational or just pageantry in general was just me branching out into another form of modeling. So yeah, I did that, but I saw an opportunity in pageantry because it's about you. So I saw an opportunity to grow in various aspects of my life. So yeah, I took that opportunity, and I also saw how powerful the Supranational brand can be as a platform. So yeah.
And so far, what has been the most challenging part of this whole supranational journey?
Well, for me, initially, it was a battle of the mind, just getting to that point where you completely defeat imposter syndrome and you actually get to believe in yourself and convince yourself that I'm actually worthy of this title, or as a man, I can also, accomplish this. So yeah, it was just that, mostly a battle of the mind and just fighting, the inner voices and truly conquering that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned previously, there's a lot of misconceptions around male pageantry. What do you think is the biggest myth when it comes to male pageantry?
Well, there are a lot actually, and I just realized that while joining pageantry. But one of the biggest would be that men that do pageantry are either too soft, or the other one that I learned of while joining the pageantry scene is that male pageantry is all about body, looks, and no substance at all. And it's actually the opposite. It's in as much as it's about looks, obviously it's a beauty pageant, but it's also about having a heart of service. It's also about how well accomplished you are, your personality, and you interacting with other people. Yeah, so I think that is the biggest shock or culture shock that I had to, encounter.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, pageantry is about balancing, your leadership skills, your personality,
Right.
and perhaps your advocacy and what you're really passionate about.
Yeah.
So how do you then embody all these three qualities to make up this wholesome person that I'm interviewing now?
All right. So I am actually a chemical and process engineer intern. So throughout me competing in Mr. Supranational Namibia, I was trying to find a way in which I can incorporate my career and my other interests, such as fashion modeling or engineering, into my journey. So, which is why I decided to advocate in adult literacy and skill development. And I saw that as an opportunity because I asked myself, what do I have? And I realized that I have the skills that I have obtained from engineering. So I decided to find ways in which I can give that to somebody, whether it's not even at an engineering level, but just as maybe basic mathematics or being able to read or write, or just being able to know how to use a computer.
Yeah.
So I found ways in which I can pass down that knowledge to people.
So what is then your advocacy?
All right, my advocacy is in adult literacy and
Love
just
that.
overall skill development. I think it stemmed from me growing up at the earlier stages of my life. I realized how a lack of education or just the basic skills of how to be able to read or how to write can negatively set back a person in life. So I realized that at an early age, and I saw that this is an area that we need to highlight more on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how this whole title has impacted you.
Well, it's a lot that came with it, you know.
Yeah.
But one thing I realized is that there is actually a power in the platform. Me competing, while I was competing and nobody knew about me as me now as a title holder, there is a big difference because I've seen a big difference in the attention and the traction that I have, you know, and the attention that I have been able to bring towards my cause.
Nice.
There are a lot of people that were interested in what I have to say now, especially in adult literacy. So yeah, I saw that, you know, that impactful moment. Yeah.
Okay. Let's then talk about your representation of Namibia on a global scale. What do you plan to do? What do you hope to achieve? And how do you plan on being the best version of yourself on that stage?
Well, obviously we are aiming for gold. Regardless what the circumstances might look like, gold should always be the number one aim, I think, in everything that we strive to do. So yeah, so like I have definitely been putting in the work, especially in my preparations in the gym, sorry, as well as just preparing my mind and many other areas, interviewing, work. We have been doing a lot of, you know, preparations. So yeah, I'm just very honored to be able to carry the Namibian name, you know, and just tell the world what we are about, who we are. Yeah.
Okay. And so then what advice do you have to young men who look up to you, who want to do the same type of work that you do, be it as an engineer or be it as a model?
All right. Well, for me, firstly, I would advise them to know their why.
Yeah.
Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to become an engineer, a doctor, a police officer, or why do you want to enter Mr. Supranational or any other pageant? I think once you know your why and you solidify it within yourself, within your mind and within your heart, I think nobody else's opinion should matter. I think that's when things really start making sense, and every challenge, every setback that you will encounter in your journey to accomplishing your dreams won't really stop you because you have a greater purpose behind you. So yeah, just know your why and go for it, strike for gold.
Know why you are here, strike
Exactly.
for gold. I think that's what I'm going to do today. I'm definitely going to be out there and strike for gold. Thank you so much for joining
Thank you
us
so
on
much for
Small
having
Bit
me.
Coffee. You are most definitely welcome, and we will be right back shortly.
Join us for the NTV Awards 2025. These are the nominees. Show of the Year. Viewers' Choice Presenter of the Year. Lifestyle Show of the Year. Public Affairs Show of the Year. Sport Show of the Year. Sport Presenter of the Year. My Zone Show of the Year. Chill Personality of the Year. Catch the NTV Awards on the 27th of March live at 7 p.m. Celebrating creativity, dedication, and impact.
And that's a wrap for today's episode. Thank you so very much for joining us. We do hope you have yourselves a fantastic Wednesday. We'll be looking forward to seeing your hashtag Woman Crush Wednesday posts with us featured on them. On that note, we'll be back again tomorrow, same time, same place.